Are you ready for the Low Blows Network? Every Wednesday on the Low Blows Network, the Low Blows team are at hand to break down, analyse and make fun of all things pro wrestling. Hosted by former pro wrestler Rick Nash. I think the only reasonable thing we can do now is turn John Cena heel.
Selfie with me fucking Doug.
Banned from Nigeria. I will be talking to the government tomorrow morning. YouTube star Corporate King.
This elephant has 4 legs. Joe Russell's 4 legs. Joseph Stalin, if he had 2 more legs.
Bonesaw rips off his shirt, yeah, and it says, "Chuck your law, big dirty tricorder."
And the Queen of Irish Wrestling, Katey Harvey.
I won't want to decide. Just CM Punk.
So embarrassed. CM Punk.
It's Low Blows.
Surprise! We're back. Well, we never actually went away. Like, we haven't had a week off. There hasn't been a week where the three of us haven't put out a podcast since we took a break, which is kind of the worst break ever. But the Low Blows Flagship is back a week early because there's just so much wrestling going on that we wanted to check back in, ease ourselves back into it before we come back with the show properly. Rick Nash, Katey Harvey and corporate team here as always. But guys, we get kicked off. Have we watched or followed any wrestling at all during our break? Just to kind of get a scope for where we're at in terms of following things.
Do GIFs count? I've watched a few GIFs. I've read some things online, and if my friends post videos, I've sort of watched them. So I kind of know what's going on, but I haven't consciously watched since WrestleMania.
You've been enjoying this break.
I have. I needed it, you know, because like it's a little bit sad not being able to wrestle. So it's a nice break to not have to do it or watch it, and I just needed a few weeks of mindless killing on Game of Thrones, and now I'm back to normal. This
is it, exactly. You know what I mean? Eventually you're like, they jumped the shark, right? Speaking of jumping the shark, let's watch some WWE again. Speaking of shit writing. Corporate Keen, I saw on Twitter you're very upset that we haven't had a show for the past few weeks. This has been a big few weeks for you.
I've watched a shit ton of wrestling. I've watched more wrestling over the last few weeks than I've probably ever had in the past because I had exams.
Right.
I have a habit of like procrastinating when I do exams, and then I'm not committing to a video. I'm not making videos because I'm in college, but I'm also not studying because it's a bit tiring. So I end up watching wrestling. That's kind of the halfway point.
Yeah.
Rowan won tag titles. Fucking Sienna lost her Shine title, went all the way to Japan, beat the shit out of some Japanese mob, took her title back, won the NWA title. Double champ, fucking LAX won the titles back, got into AAW, fucking Terry Thatcher, Mark Haskins, that was during the break, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah.
That was mad. That was fucking mad. Fuck Mark Haskins. And then Sean Ryan put out a video package just there. I am buzzing for this, the rematch. It's going to be great. So yeah, just to summarise, a lot of shit happened. And I mean, I'm assuming we'll talk about a little bit of it. But yeah, I liked Money in the Bank as well. That was good. So
does it feel good to be back on a show where you're actually like an expert in it? Because on Game of Thrones for the past few weeks, you've been like the guy who's like, who's that person?
Oh, the word is comfortable. I'm not like on the Game of Thrones podcast. I'm just like, I'm just here. Just I don't know. Like I'm here.
It's
but
like this is what I do on a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's like I don't put much like. There's nothing really to put into it. So I'm just kind of like, all right. I mean, fuck it. I'll just show up and hang out. But whereas with the wrestling one, I'm like, okay, let's look up and fucking contribute with shit.
Yeah.
Like with the Game of Thrones podcast, I'm winging it. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm fucking winging it as I go on. I don't even watch Game of Thrones. I'm just pretending like this whole time.
And guys, like, for the record, we're putting this out early on Wednesday. Like, this isn't in place of the Game of Thrones. This is a special additional podcast. You will get to hear Corporate Keen wing it one more time when we have the last game of Low Blows out later on tonight. So check that out. But we're going to, rather than do a full show, we're just going to kind of, like I said, check in with what's been going on over the past few weeks. And like kind of just give our lightning hot takes on what we've seen. So first thing I want to talk about is Lars Sullivan. That story got fucking weird. Basically, if you haven't seen this, guys, if you've been checked out like us, like, we've seen people's old tweets and stuff. James Gunn, like, even with Guardians of the Galaxy, had this happen to him where people dug up old shit he said. Turns out Lars Sullivan has said all of the bad shit in the past, and it was like detailed in a big Reddit post, like all of his, like, it seems like he's a troll. It seems like he just says bad things just to wind people up, but this is like 7 years ago, before he probably ever thought he was going to be in WWE. And then it started getting sent to his co-workers. It's like, Big E, what do you think of this? And then Big E actually responded, which made the whole thing get bigger. So Lars Sullivan apparently has been fined 10 grand. Is this enough? Should we hold people accountable to their old comments? Should we forgive and forget? Like, how should we view this?
I'm normally on the forgive and forget bandwagon, but like, that was pretty toxic what he said.
Yeah.
Like, you sent me a link, a load of links, and there have you seen the links? No, you're just looking very excited. Justy's beside me, looking real excited about.
Justy,
links.
look up Lars Sullivan comments. It's amazing. Justy said he's just happy that someone's talking about bad social media and it's not him. His eyes looked up when they're talking about
these are all from an old bodybuilding forum as well, weren't they? Which is the weirdest place to kind of, be a racist and all that. Like, I'm not sure why you'd pick there. But I think he went too far, and there's too much shit that got dragged up. Like, think about how everyone in the back reacted to Hogan being a racist.
Yeah.
Like, this is much worse. Like, much, much, much worse. And, just fire him.
Because, like, you had your bog standard racism in there, and it's like, all right, he's done a Hogan, and then it's like, oh, yeah, well, rape is okay. And it's like, stop talking immediately. Like, it's that bad. Like,
there was one particular one, I'll try find it. If you talk to Cian, I'll try
Corporate
find
Keaton,
it.
your thoughts on Lars Sullivan? Are you in the same camp where it's like, look, he's got to go, like, this is bad? Or he's got famous since then. He's become a professional. Should we judge someone for their conduct when they were a private person under an alias, by the way? Like, they just discovered this was Lars Sullivan and dug some dirt. Like, do you feel any sympathy for him?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't read any of the stuff.
When you read it, it's very, it's very tough. It's very difficult to unsee. Like, a lot of the stuff he said.
Because obviously, there's a difference between kids taking the piss that grow up. Like, you see with footballers when they're like in their early 20s.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to go far back to find when they were like, teenagers saying dumb shit.
Yeah.
Whereas with Lars Sullivan, it's like, I don't know how old he probably was an adult when he was doing all this, was he?
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds pretty suspect to me. I don't know.
It's really bad, right? I've got some of the stuff here now. I'm after looking it up.
I've got some of them
go
too.
Go for it there.
The one that got me claims he got with Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey.
Oh no!
I know that's not racist or sexist, but it's just a bit mad to be claiming.
Oh no! As well though, like, he's not like. But also, here's another thing, right? If this was the next, the next John Cena or Randy Orton or something like that, you'd be like, oh, but they've got such a bright future. It happened years ago. They're so talented and stuff like that. But it's.
He looks like someone's big toe. Like.
It's like the next Ryback and the next bad Ryback. It's like, he's going to be shit. Like, nothing's going to come of this. Like, he's not going to be champion. He's not going to do anything impressive. He's going to be a big man. Justy is absolutely shocked there. Justy, you thought you had bad social media. Do you feel a lot better now?
Yeah, like, sorry guys, I said I wasn't going to talk.
No, jump in.
This is basically my fucking wheelhouse.
This is you. It's not.
No, I'm looking at this and I see, like, he thinks this is obviously a fun, like, these things are funny things to talk about. Because here's one: I don't actually have any true hateful feelings for gay people, but it's just a part of my sense of humor I like to explore. Homophobia, racism, sexism, these are all hilarious things to make light in the right environment. Now, I think, myself, you can joke about anything. I say it all the time. I've got people blocking me because I didn't want to rant or anything like that, but I once said people should be able to make rape jokes. And people came in and went, fucking ape shit at me.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, you're a fascist because you're saying I can't do that. And like, there's funny ways of joking without making like the like if you think about context and subject and all this kind of stuff, there's funny ways around making these jokes, like.
Yeah.
But his aren't jokes.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at it, this isn't fun. Like this stuff where it's like he just goes down along the lines of talking about the grey areas of rape. Then he talks about how homophobia is bad. Then he talks about how black people are trying to get stuff for free because their great-grandfather was a slave.
Yeah.
Like real Katie Harvey stuff going on there.
Oh my God. Do not put me on a par with Lars Sullivan. Oh my God.
I'm looking at this and
A joke
I'm like,
is a joke, Justy.
all right, okay, I take it back. But yeah, looking at this, like I say, you can say what you want. Like I will fight and defend anyone's right to say anything. If you want to stand up and be the most racist prick in the world, I will defend your right to do it. But you have to know there's going to be consequences to that shit.
Yeah.
And like you go back over the years of my social media, and I'm like I love the fact that there's like the Facebook memories thing, because every day I'm going back and deleting something I said that was wholly offensive. and I find it's unfortunate that stuff he's doing now is being affected by stuff he's done in the past.
Yeah.
But also, the shit he said,
It's horrifically bad.
It's fairly fucking extreme. So like,
yeah,
you know what? Like, I wouldn't have cried if he was uprooted and weeded out of WWE because of these things in the past. But also, you know, everybody deserves a second chance. Yeah. Thanks, Joe. He listens to this, right? All right, that's me. I'm out. Anything else you talk about, I probably won't have an interest, but it was social media, so sorry, guys.
This is exactly, we had to get you on for this. Another thing, let's move on, because we're going to be dealing with these quickly. Ashley Mazzaro, really sad story, passed away at the age of 39. I believe she was she the first ever Diva Search champion, if I'm right in saying that?
No, was Christy Hemme not the first?
She was the first or second. Yeah, they're 1 and 2 between them.
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
An early Diva Search champion. Yeah, you're right. Christy was definitely first. Yeah, now that I think of it. But yeah, someone that, like, I was actually kind of surprised at the outpour. Like, she had a lot of, like, hardcore fans as well. And like, dying, we're learning now of suicide. There's a lot of stuff coming out about her story. Like, this may not be the last time we discuss Ashley, but your thoughts as well on kind of her contribution towards wrestling and kind of just the story itself. It's going under the radar because she wasn't that big of a name, but when you look at the details, and especially when you think about it as suicide, it's one of the more shocking wrestler deaths of recent history.
Yeah, I think it's really sad. Like, her last ever tweet was a picture of her and 300 fan mail letters that she'd just signed and was bringing to the post office. And, like, I only found out the other day, like, she's a 19-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Like, that's heartbreaking for her. She's just about to start college. I was on Twitter earlier, and loads of women from the wrestling world have banded together, like Mickie James, Lillian Garcia, and everyone who would have worked with her back in the day. And they've started a college fund for her daughter. And it's a GoFundMe that you can subscribe to, and it's really nice. They've made like a 15-minute video, and they've just got as many girls in wrestling as they can to make this tribute video to her. It was really lovely. I think it's going to shed some more light on, like, I know they're trying to get her brain for Chris Nowinski, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
To look at, because even before she died, she was saying that she'd really bad concussions and head trauma from wrestling. So yeah, like, if it sheds some light on that kind of thing, at least there's a small sort of silver lining and a little bit of positivity from it. But it's just a really sad story. Yeah. And fuck Matt Hardy's wife. Did you see what she did?
No.
When news of her death broke, she tweeted a lot of laughing emojis.
Oh.
Because she was Matt Hardy's ex. They dated during WWE, and I was just like,
because that's what matters. Like,
yeah, exactly. I was like, what a shit. But like, she was shut down straight away, and I'm so glad, like, the good tributes have outweighed that sort of stuff. Like,
yeah, it's keen thoughts. Were you big?
I was a massive. I'm not even messing. When I was eight, Ashley, London, and Kendrick.
Oh, are you really using this story to make us feel old?
I actually wasn't. I was just thinking, but like, yeah, growing up, yeah. Sorry, man.
I know. Justy's here for the first time when Keane's doing that old trick.
Yeah, I was. I was 8 in 2007.
I wasn't adult. I had a mortgage by that time. Sorry, go on.
But yeah, like growing up, I was actually a massive Ashley fan, and I was shocked, devastated about it. So I don't really know what else to say.
There is no words with stories like this. So let's talk about something we can talk about. Money in the Bank was Sunday. We're not going to go through a full pay-per-view review, but there is something I want to just because Justy's still doing the match here.
He looks like that Julia Roberts meme where she's just really confused about all the numbers.
He's 12. Just assume he's 12.
Is it not? Is it not? Is that not Julia Roberts in that meme?
The outro one where it's like...
Yeah.
I don't know who Julia Roberts is, so I don't know why I asked.
Again, this is what you're dealing with. We have this every single week.
In fairness, he doesn't watch films, and I doubt one of the 7 films he's seen has been Runaway Bride.
It would be on. Right, let's talk about Money in the Bank. The one thing I want to talk about, Brock Lesnar came back. Hilarious. After watching Game of Thrones, after watching Bran the Broken be named king, I'm like, that's the weirdest thing I'm going to see all night. And then I knock on Money in the Bank, and Brock Lesnar comes out at the end and he just wins. Like, it was like a cash-in for a briefcase. It was so fucking weird. Are we fans of this? Do we hate it, Cian? You were saying you enjoyed Money in the Bank.
I fucking love this. I thought this was so funny. It was funny. Like. I was because people are complaining. They're taking it. I get it, like, obviously you get invested and then you get angry when things go badly, but it's funny. Like, who thought? I didn't realise they were bringing another competitor into the match. I didn't even know he was part of the match. I thought he was coming out to beat people up and leave. Yeah. He just grabs the briefcase and leaves. But the best part was Mustafa Ali at the top of the ladder, and he's there with the briefcase in his hands, both of his hands, ready to go, as Brock Lesnar is like at the ramp. So he had about 30 seconds to unhook it. But when he saw Brock Lesnar, his whole life flashed in front of his eyes, and he was just like, and he got this PTSD like flashbacks. He just froze, like Vietnam fucking helicopters flying over his head. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Just unhook it. Just unhook the briefcase.
You'll still win. You'll make a show of him. Like,
take the beating, and well, you got your briefcase. That's all that matters. But no, he decides to just stay there and do nothing. Brock Lesnar comes out, takes the briefcase. I didn't realise he could do it, but he did it. It's hilarious. I love it. I fucking love it. I think it's like obviously Bray Wyatt would have been better, but like, who cares what you don't have? Like, think about what you got, and like, that was funny to me. I don't know.
It was this one the 4 gifs you've seen of wrestling since?
I did see this gif, yes. I also read a report that they didn't tell anyone in the match this was happening except for Ali. What? Like, because we all know surprise endings to matches go fantastically well.
Share it about
I think it's great. He's the perfect person for the briefcase, because he can just fuck off now for 6 months. We'll all forget he exists, and then he'll show up and cash in, and it'd be great.
Yeah, that's an interesting one as well. Like, but as well, then it means like they're going back to the Brock Lesnar as champion. Well, like, almost definitely. Like, it's like, this is never going to end. This is the rest of I'm going to die and Brock Lesnar will be champion, and he wants to defend it in like 3 years. So there is that. Another bit of news I want to talk about, WWE related. Very happy with this personally. They brought back the 24/7 rule. Mick Foley on Raw introduced the 24/7 title. There's already been like 5 different champions. R-Truth currently holds it. The rules, for anyone who hasn't seen, it can be defended on Raw, SmackDown, but also 205 Live, NXT UK. So it can be all throughout like WWE. Are we fans of this? Does this get? Yeah, do you know?
Can I ask a question about it? Well, I was just assumed it was going to be like the hardcore title, where like he's walking down the street and he can get rolled up.
He can get anywhere. Yeah.
All right, so it can be.
It is the hardcore title. It's the exact same.
I came up with an idea for a title a few months back.
Okay.
That was the 9 to 5 title, and it could only be defended 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. Not on bank holidays, not on public holidays, and you can get a few days off as well if you need it.
You have to book in advance.
The sick. Oh yeah, no, you're going to have to book in advance for the sick days. Like, you can't just like get pinned and be like, no, I've got a cert. But yeah, that's my idea. It's a good way. It's my idea to be able to hold a championship, because I've never had a championship. So I'm like,
have you not?
Most shows, I've never had a singles championship, no. So most shows would be on the weekend, so I get away with it there. Don't have to defend your belt.
Job done.
And then, I want to make it that you can't challenge unless you're wearing a tie, or Look, I can make this intergender, Katey, if you want, like, but you have to wear a pantsuit.
Do you think I don't own a pantsuit?
I know all you want is pantsuit.
Power pantsuit.
Anyways, that's my title, and let's just get back to your podcast, guys.
There you go. If there's any Irish promoters out there, you're probably going to get it from that. Like, that's probably enough now that you've said it. What do you think of the 24/7 title?
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. First of all, you had when, again, it was gas. Mick Foley takes it out of the bag, and you're expecting the reaction to be like, oh, it's 24/7 title. But no, the crowd see this big, dirty, ugly fucking primary school fucking title that looks like it belongs. It looks like it belongs on, the community creations on 2K19, but like 7 downloads. It looks awful, but it doesn't matter because it's 24/7 title. It's fun.
Yeah.
And but Foley takes it out, and they're all just like silent, and then boo. And he's just like, and I felt kind of bad for him.
I think he threw it in the cheap pop. He got it back though well. He's like, and it's going to be defended right here in Albany. And then they're like, yeah, okay, we live there.
But he was like, what bothers me is that they want the hardcore title, right? It's the same thing. Like, the best part about the hardcore title wasn't the fact that it was like, blood and guts and people cutting each other open and ripping each other's intestines out. Yeah. It was fucking Crash Holly getting pinned in his sleep and shit like that, which you can still do. Yeah. Like, it's amazing. I've wanted this so much. In like 2019 with social media and like the possibilities, like, and the thing is, I saw someone say like, what's the point of this? Nobody's going to tune into Raw or SmackDown because of this alone. Me. Yeah. I literally watched Raw, and I'm watching Raw every week now because of this. And every like SmackDown 205, like, I'll just see what happens, like.
Nice.
Hi guys, Justy here back. I'm so sorry. I'm about to have a can of Monster. You're not going to say, hey, no stopping, Shelton Benjamin, no! Do you remember DDT's heavy metal title?
The Iron Man heavy metal.
It's the heavy metal, yeah. So it went fucking viral.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks to a month. There was Joey Ryan was bringing it, and Yano, and there was a whole lot of people. Yeah. And that's all online content, and all, like, once you can figure something out, it's funny. And what Keane's saying is dead right. The hardcore title wasn't about hardcore by the end of it. It was about the 24/7.
Yeah.
So like weapons were kind of inconsequential to that. Some of my favourite matches were like the scramble matches that had the countdown timer on, and it wasn't about like what weapon can I use. It's like I need to pin this guy, or else or else I'm not walking out of this match without the belt. Like.
Yeah.
And the same that kind of the heavy metal stuff was excellent because it was all funny stuff that like Yano was walking down the street and a referee pinned him and counted his own pin, and he was the champion, and then he walked down the street and a little kid pinned him and another referee swooped in to get the pin on so a little kid was champion for a day. So a little random Japanese kid was walking around with the heavy metal championship for a day. And if you can do it right, it can be its own advertising for your product.
Yeah.
So this 24/7 thing is another way of making WWE go viral. Now, I personally wouldn't have chose the fucking gong from the end of Takeshi's Castle as my championship, but it's not about what it looks like, it's about what it represents. Yeah. And the 24/7 thing, I think, is really good.
No,
not as cool as 9 to 5, but like it's
it's no 9 to 5. If we're looking for, say, a Crash Holly in like for this era, R-Truth is the person who's holding it now, and he held it through Raw and then survived SmackDown with it. Would you say R-Truth is the guy, or is there anyone that you'd see as like a?
I wish that Jimmy was still around to win it off R-Truth. that would pop me massively.
Could be. They could just they can do all this shit.
But the thing is, they're going to find someone really random it resonates with that the fans latch onto, because that's always what happens.
Yeah.
I just love 24/7 titles. There's one in Holland in Pro Wrestling Showdown called the Toughest Motherfucker Trophy, right? And we did a two-day show on a fairground, and the promoter wanted all this online content to put up, so he basically said, like, you're just going to be winning it off each other all day, do what you want in the fairground, make it nice and creative, blah, blah, blah. So I won it off Phil by super kicking him while he was on the jacks. And that was grand. I won. And I'm heading out. And like, he's just filming this. We're not planning it. We're just doing random shit. And I'm walking along. Next thing, he is my friend, Rob Recht, throws a black sack over my head, tackles me into the bushes, and then pins me as I struggle and scream to get up. Because I didn't know it was him. And then he pins me, pulls the sack off, grabs the title and legs it. And I was like, don't cry while the camera's still on. But yeah, it's like what Justy's saying, like, he has all that deadly online content now, and like it's going to be brilliant, like with the network and with like fucking live Twitter and stuff. Like, I hope they just run with it as a comedy title. I seen someone complain like, oh, now 14 people on the main roster can call themselves a champion. Are they really going to call themselves a champion with this title? Like, it's not on the same tier. Like, just let it be what it is.
Yeah, just let it be like fun, random segments. Like, it's like WWE come up with a good idea and people are angry because it's like, I can't criticize this. It's fucking. We had a 24/7 title in my school. This was genius. The 6 years brought it in, and like there was fucking killings to the point that at assembly they had to call us up and they're like, "Stop! People are getting hurt here. Like, why is attacking each other? Because it's 24/7 rule in WWE." It was amazing. It was one of the best ideas. So I encourage you, please do try this at home, kids. If you're listening, it's really good crack. All Elite Wrestling gets kicked off this Saturday with Double or Nothing, their first ever show. We're going to be covering it in Low Blows. Guys, look, you can try and sit at home and find a dodgy stream, or you can try figure out the fucking pin code or whatever it is to get ITV box office. I don't know how you get it. Or you can just come down to Buskers, pay a $5 and watch Double or Nothing with points and with atmosphere as well. We're going to have a great night. We've got a Simpsons wrestling tournament because with the non-WWE ones we try use non-WWE wrestling games. So Simpsons wrestling was natural. We're also going to be introducing Low Blows Pool Tag Team Championships. We're going to have an 8-team open invitational tournament. So just come down early. You don't even need to enter a raffle or anything like that. Just come down with your tag team partner. Enter. If you're one of the first eight teams entering, you're in. Quarterfinals to finals. Final is 2 out of 3 balls. The person who pots the final black gets an instant shot at Butch's Low Blows Pool Championship. So there you go. We're going to have loads of crack building up to it, and then the pay-per-view in full. Look, guys, we're going to have a prediction league on Facebook as well, and good luck with that, predicting a promotion that's never had a show. We're not going to go through every match because I can't pronounce half the names. I don't know a lot of the people on it. But in terms of the card itself, what are you guys looking forward to? We had a match that was looking good. Hangman Page against Pac that ended up getting called off because something to do with Pac can't lose because he's the Dragon Gate champion. He wasn't supposed to lose this match. He was going to lose to Kenny Omega apparently, and what a match that would have been at All In too, but it doesn't look like it's happening now. So we don't know who Hangman's facing, but what are you guys looking forward to on this card in particular? Katie, we'll start with you.
Obviously I'm going to say the Japanese women's 6-person tag.
Yes.
That looks really good. Just everyone's really good in it, and I've only seen a little bit of Haruka Shida, but she seems really, really good. And I think she's their permanent roster member from this match.
Right.
So, I'm excited to see that. I'm excited for the Battle Royal because I love Battle Royals, and also I only know about half them. So I'm really excited to see some new people and some new gimmicks.
There's, like, if you anyone's been following Being the Elite, there's some guys on it. Yeah, on this week's show, there was, like, it started with one of the guys who works on Being the Elite who's training to be a wrestler. Oh, I forget his name. I have him down here, sorry, somewhere. He left wrestling for 7 years. Brandon Cutler, his name is. And he was given a contract, basically. You saw him ring his wife and tell him he was now a full-time wrestler, basically, which is
that's
really
cute.
cool. So they have some guys like that are in here, like, that are friends. And then you have the likes of MJF, Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc, Billy Gunn's in there. Sean Spears, the former Ty Dillinger, got announced today. Michael Nakazawa as well, another guy from Being the Elite. He's got over the past few weeks. Brian Pillman Jr. There's still 4 to be named, so it's exciting. 21-person battle royal, and the winner gets a title shot at the AEW Championship in the future. So that's going to be good. 2 main events. We've got Cody, Justin, Jericho, Omega. Are you psyched for them?
Cody and Dustin. That's an interesting match. I like that. It's grand. Like the match. I'm not going to lie. The match I would have been looking forward to the most was Hangman and Pac.
Yeah.
Don't say Neville. Look at you trying to remember what names.
Don't say Neville. Don't say
I know,
Neville.
like when I'm talking like, don't say Neville. But so that would have been great. But now, like when I'm watching that, and I hope I can avoid spoilers. I want to see who's the surprise opponent. It could be someone class. Like it could be. You never know.
I think it's John Moxley.
That would be kind of the favorite.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Alright. But yeah, so we have, so there you go, guys. Jericho Omega main event, Cody Dustin, Hangman against Question Mark. You have the AAA tag team titles on the line, Young Bucks against Lucha Bros. SCU are fighting Strong Hearts, as Seema, T-Hawk, and Lindaman. You have the women's three-way, Britt Baker, Neela Rose, Kylie Ray. You have the women's six-man tag, obviously spoken about. The Best Friends against Angelico and Jack Evans, the 21-man Casino Battle Royal for the AEW Championship. And on the pre-show, you have Kip Sabian against Sammy Guevara. It's interesting. There's a lot of people that we don't know. They didn't get, obviously, all the big names from Ring of Honor and New Japan, but they say they don't want that. They want to build their own roster and build their own names. So you have a chance to do that this Saturday. You get to check it all out. Like I said, it could be a fucking disaster. But even if it's a disaster, if you're watching it in buskers, with pints, with your mates, you get to enjoy. It's a part of wrestling history. It could be the next big competition, could be an absolute disaster. So get down. Well, the tickets on the door. It's in Bar 1 as well, so it's in the one with the 2 video wall screens. So check that out and play our Prediction League on Facebook this week. Anyway, guys, that's all we have time for because we've got to get off and talk about the last episode of Game of Thrones. So we're going to cry a lot. Game of Low Blows is online later, or if you're listening on Thursday, it's online now. So until then, Corporate Keen, you're back. You're back.
Oh shit, yeah. I put a video out last night. I was sweating trying to get that video out. I swear to God, I had fuck all of it done by that morning, and I thought I'd have to fucking cancel it because I didn't think I'd get it done in time. Got it done in time, and I am very happy with it. That's a great comeback video. I don't know, I'm buzzing.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen yet, you start your own wrestling promotion.
I ran my own wrestling show, and personally, I thought it was great. But we all have our. I learned lessons, and that's the main thing.
I did. I really enjoyed it. Katey, busy times. We're getting ready for Fight Factory episode 8. Coming up next Friday. Tickets available on Eventbrite.ie. You can also get tickets for the Jonathan Gresham show. How are preparations coming in for that?
Preparations are going really well. This is the fastest selling show we've ever had.
Whoa!
Yeah,
holy shit!
Which is really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great matches. I think Isla Dawn and Debbie Keitel is going to be fantastic, and that's getting a lot of buzz. And we have the big tournament, which the people are slowly getting announced for. So we have LJ and Fabio announced already, and yeah, I'm really excited. I love the Big Sean, and I can't wait to be back, and I can't wait to watch the show.
That's absolutely fantastic news as well. Before any of the tournament matches have even been announced, though, we also have to talk to the mid-card mafia because they seem to be training very hard for something.
I went to training last night, and it's the hardest I've ever seen them work. Still not very hard by normal people's standards, but they seem to think they have a shot.
They think, I don't know. Well,
I had to break it to them. None of them are cruiserweight.
Yeah, there's going to be some problem. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see how it all pans out. That's in the Big Sean next Friday, guys. Hopefully, we'll see you on Saturday. If you're not there, if you're down in Cork, make sure you check out Phoenix Wrestling, Battle of the Bastards. But if you're in Dublin, come down to Buskers and enjoy AEW. But until next week, where we'll be back reviewing it all with a full show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be back. But until then, for Corporate Keen, for Katie Harvey, I've been Rick Nash, and that's the bottom line. What are you doing, Jerry? Because Low Blow said so. The fuck?
Worst outro ever.